Hi, welcome to Dave and Jeanette's garden on the 7th of July 2023 down at Mile End. I'm starting again at the paddock as I normally do, just to show the progress of the trees, and they're getting bigger. We did have a few snap, the rest of them seem okay. I'll just do a little panoramic round. Hopefully this is coming out okay. We had one snap over there. It must have happened the last couple of weeks, so I don't know why, but never mind. Yeah, I thought I'd better do the video a little bit early this year because it looks like we're going to have, well, even though there's some rain forecast, it's going to be a dry spell. It's just very light rain showers. Okay. Yep. No hornet's nests or wasp nests I've come across this year, which is good. Just wonder what that is sticking out of the ground. The trees haven't done so well along here, but there are a few. I mean, I think it's just difficult to get anything to root when there's so much bramble around. And look at these. Talking about brambles coming through the fence. Hopefully these are coming out. So that's the next job today, is going along and chopping them all off or pulling them out wherever we can. But I did it 3 weeks ago and they're all just growing over. I mean, look, halfway across the lane, that one. Alright, I'll try and speed up a bit. Oh, it's very humid, hot and humid today. Just cut all the grass. Jeanette's done the fairy garden and the orchard, and done some strimming as well, so we've been busy people. And yeah, really, I mean, yesterday we should have started cutting the grass yesterday, but we had to clean up the mess. Sadly, last week we lost our big old goat willow, and it was, I don't know, 20-30 foot across the span of the branches, and high winds last Friday night and some rain, and the weight of the whole thing actually split the trunk. So broke my chainsaw trying to chainsaw it up. I had to order a new one come, and that's what we did last night, chainsawed it up. So I've left the main trunk in the flower bed, and I'll show that in a bit. And the hydrangeas again, I mean, after the poor things with the drought, hopefully the colour comes out. They are absolutely beautiful colour. And this is beautiful this year. We decided the little frame we did have was too small, so we put some bamboo canes up, and as you can see, the flowers, it's actually climbed for once. Everything else is looking pretty healthy, really. And I'll just spin around here. The dogwood, it flowered this year. No flowers left on it now. It's quite nice, little flowers on it. And also the privet's still in flower, which, if I do a panoramic round there, there's a clock tower as normal. The privet, which has been really tatty for ages, has started a growth spurt and it's flowered. So, and the willows at the back are growing well. So slowly it's growing up. Maybe in a few years' time we'll have a bit more protection from the east winds in the winter. So the vegetables, all doing really well. So the rhubarb, it's just constantly cropping, it's brilliant. Same as the courgettes as well. And so there's a few already on there to pick. I like them quite small, about that size. Looks like that's going to be a nice garlic. Not leeks, as I said in the last one. And the strawberries, well, I think we just basically giving these to the blackbirds, because the blackbirds tend to pinch them every day. If I jump, it's because we've got cows in the backfield, and there's horse flies and they're nipping. I mean, the runner beans, I think we've got a couple of small beans just starting. We were late with these because of the cutworms, and the peas were a disaster, so we decided to go for Monge 2, and there we go. This is crop number 2, and we've got some already. We've eaten quite a few, and we're going to freeze these. We're just literally going to freeze them for the winter. I think we got 2 bags left of runner beans, so they lasted us the whole winter, which is really good. This has all gone a bit mad and gone to seed, but we're still picking it. There's chard in there. The beetroot are doing okay. There are carrots somewhere underneath there, that's still growing. And perpetual spinach. A little bit of rocket left that's all gone to seed. And these are dwarf French beans, I think, but they were swamped by other veg in here, so hopefully they'll start picking up soon. Don't mind if they're a later crop because we've got plenty of Monge 2. In a way, I think it's good that we've gone for Monge 2 rather than peas, because popping the pods on peas is a little bit laborious, and I think the Monge 2, if you pick them when they're small, they're lovely and sweet as well. So yeah, raised bed doing well. And while I'm here, I'll walk across to here. Agapanthus going mad as normal. And this is the bare earth. Still got some nice flowers in there. The bare earth, there were lupins and some other plants, but when it fell, it actually fell right across, so we had to chop things down. And there's a poor old thing. I mean, I've left the main stump in here because the roots are still in the ground, but the whole thing's gone over, and there's no way I'm going to get that out of here, so I'm just leaving it. But we think that probably predates the house. It's one of the oldest ones. I mean, it's absolutely massive. Yeah, and it's a real shame. It's left a big hole. So we'll hope that other things grow up quite quickly. Okay. I need somebody who knows the names of all the plants. Jeanette tells me so many times, and I always forget the names of the plants. I know these though. These are lilies. And they're just about... Oh, that one's come out. And that one. Oh, beautiful. Let's get down. There you go. One lily. And look at them. They are nice. Yeah, we've got quite a few lilies coming on. You can just see the irises through there. They're just about over now. The irises have been fantastic this year. Lasted the whole of spring. And it's not valerian, I forgot the name of this. But that is such a lovely colour. Right, I must keep an eye on the time. I'll try and stick to under 30 minutes or else my phone runs out of space. Oh, just been bitten. Yeah, we put quite a few more hydrangeas in because it does get so wet down here. And they seem to do okay. A few hollies in there as well. There's a hosta. Believe it or not, doesn't seem to get attacked by the slugs. Yeah, there's quite a few plants in here. And this we've just let run amok, really, just as ground cover. The same as the mint, and you can see the bindweed in there. The bindweed is just everywhere this year. It's not just us. When even going to Tree Bar Garden, they've got bindweed everywhere as well. So it's just the climate, I think. And these trees, at last, are all growing up, which is really good. And this is why I've come around the back, really. I mean, just to show what's happened at last, we have growth on the wisteria. Only we had some flowers this year. Of course, this isn't wisteria, but I think these are quite nice climbers. Very pretty flowers. But the wisteria's now gone mad. So we're going to have plenty of flowers next year. We put a climbing frame up there, so The wisteria is already halfway up. Ooh, it's nearly the whole way up here. Yeah, so we're just probably going to put a few more struts across and let it just grow right across. And the Virginia creeper's still here as well. Let that, although it's, I don't know if it flowers, I'm sure it must. I don't remember seeing it flower. Daylilies, not doing anything yet. And there's our bank. We've mounded the tree up even more, and the silver birch has responded. It looks much better this year. And it's got a lot of weight now. We dug out, I don't know, 3 or 4 tons of soil and put around the base, all back into the hydrangeas as well. So it's got a good solid lump of soil on top, and it does seem to be responding. So there, the hydrangeas, they're out. And this year, this is really what I wanted to photograph. The colour, so vibrant. Bees all over them, and they're just doing so well this year. Really nice. And the cherry tree as well. Now it hasn't got an antenna attached to it, it's doing very well. And I'll carry on walking along the hydrangeas, then I'll flip back towards the summer house. It's really odd, these colours. I mean, we've taken cuttings of some and dotted them around the garden. This one in particular was a cutting, and it's a lot more vibrant than the original one. But there's a real dark pink one in another part of the garden, and it's just a cutting from that one. Yeah, they're doing really well this year. And at last, I've forgotten the name of this, but at last it's flowered. We've been waiting for ages for that to flower. Okay, and these are the screens we put up. I'm not sure if I said before. We put some screens up of just to screen all the, not rubbish, but all the wood in the wood store and all the clippings and lumps of wood for the winter. And we've got a little wood store down here as well now. Okay, I'll just scan round. Now that's what I mean. That is the same as the one behind me. It's a totally different colour. Yeah, the roses, they'll be coming back again. We've had lots of flowers on them this year. We did the same. We put bean poles, bamboo sticks in to hold them up. And let's go a bit lower and get the whole garden in. Okay, so fairy garden. Fairy garden's looking good this year. Lots grown in it. We'll have to top up the bird bath. The bird bath is dry in there. And just scan quickly across. A quick wave. Hi Jeanette. There's Jeanette in her summer house. Little workshop. She's got sewing machines in there. It's really nice in there. I won't go and bother her. I know she's working at the moment, so yeah, really pleased with it. Really pleased. We'll probably beef it up for the summer, for the winter, with the winds we get here. Right, so I probably missed loads. There's a camellia there. The camellias are doing really well in this garden. We've had some lovely flowers this year. Everything actually has done quite well, considering. And there's some of the poor old tree that we chopped up in there, and some around the other side as well. It's a real shame when an old tree goes over. Let me go into the, oh yes, have I got time? Yeah, 14 minutes. We have apples. We have one apple on there. We had, oh, they've fallen off. No, there they are. And some have fallen off, but we do have apples this year. So these are going to be, I think that's how they're russets. They'll be nice. No cherries on the cherry tree. Not that one anyway. The pear tree, we have pears. We had a lot of pears, but that dry spell we had, we literally come out and the leaves were looking all hung low, and it had dumped most of the fruit on the garden, but we've still got a few. I'm looking for some. Maybe we haven't got a few now. Oh yeah, there we go. So we are going to have a few pairs this year. There are a few dotted in there. But this is a real excitement. I'm not sure if Jeanette's seen this yet. Plums. Victoria plums. Loads of them as well. Perfect year for weather for it, I think. We thought we'd have to wait another 5 or 10 years to get plums, so we're really pleased. We had 1 plum last year. We're going to have a lot more than 1 this year, but we'll have to battle with the wasps, because the wasps seem to get to them very early. And cherry tree, there's a few cherries. I've never managed to even try a cherry in this garden. The blackbirds beat us to it every time, but I don't mind. And all the willow, this was all open at the back, and as you can see, we've done a bit of work. We've taken another willow out, and I missed that flower bed. If I get a chance, I'll go back to it. But if not, it'll be on the next video. But we moved one of the weeping willows to another flower bed. Oh, there's a little robin chick then. Oh, there's a robin cooling itself on the ground there. They put their wings out to get themselves cool, but there was a little chick. I think I missed that. But yeah, everything's doing really well. Love the umbrella plant, look at it. Right, I shall leave the robin to cool itself. I'm not going to bother it. Up. Yeah, the weeping willow is really coming along leaps and bounds. It's hard to believe, isn't it? It's underwater here during the winter. I mean, down there, it's just totally underwater. Underwater all the way up to the trees and beyond this year for a bit. Ow, I've just been bitten. Oh, do not like horseflies. These are really pretty. We know they're going to self-seed everywhere, so we are ready for that. Ow, bitten again. I do hate horseflies. Yeah, I mean, everything's doing really well. We've let the foxgloves just do their thing. We do pull some of them out earlier though, otherwise we just have a garden full of foxgloves. But we don't pull them out in the main, the edges of the garden, just in things like the white garden, so we don't end up with the white garden turning into the blue garden. There's Buddleia Arch. And thanks Shirley Ann and Paul, you're cutting at last. The jasmine is growing and it's heading its way to the arch, so it's going to be a jasmine and Buddleia Arch. So whoops, I don't know if you can see that. It's just started growing. That's taken a couple of years to take off, but now it has. It's doing well. Right. I won't go right over there, I'll just scan across, and I'm not going to go back up to the garden because I haven't got time, but all the way up the top there, the little garden and the little weeping willow is doing well. We've replaced the phormium a couple of years ago, took some digging out, and in the hole that was left we put willow and the weeping willow, normal willow, dogwood, calendula, all sorts of things in there. Yeah, I'm becoming a bit obsessed with calendula. I do like it. And this, Jeanette's been working on this bed as well. The hydrangeas look a bit droopy, but they've just been moved, so they have been well watered, and we're going to give them another soaking later. But we think the hydrangeas will do better in here than other things, and try and hold off the march of the agapanthus as well. And there we go, red hot pokers. And there, I mean, if I span round, I don't know if you can see from there, the red hot pokers we had in late March, early April, flowering. They're doing a second flowering for us this year. It's been an odd year, it really has. Okay. And these, when they do flower, the flowers are really pretty, and the insects seems to love them. time I do a video I look at this cherry tree and think I've got to move it somewhere, give it a bit more breathing space, let it grow. It grew from seed. I want to say it's a hosta, I think it is a hosta. But this is flowered since spring, and it is fantastic for the bees, wasps, all sorts of things are on it. And it just keeps on flowering, and I mean on the wall it's so dry. So yeah, we definitely want to grow a few more of them. Rosa rugosa, I don't like it, but it does have pretty flowers. I just don't like it when it prickles me. Yeah, and just a quick walk. I'm going to run out of time pretty soon. Plenty of calendula along on the floor even. We're trying to get them to self-seed along the bank, because they just keep on flowering here. They flower all year, even during the winter. We've got other things in on the bank as well. But the calendula is a nice spread of colour. The bank now is filling in. I mean, you can probably see from the video. Stuff is growing in there now. Just takes a long time. And our little umbrella tree and dogwood there, and these had all drooped and they got caught by the lawnmower. So the trouble is, once they droop, they don't normally pop themselves back up. Some have started to droop this side as well. I won't go right over there, but this is our wildflower meadow. Well, it's a raised bed, so we put a few ton of soil in here about 4 weeks ago, and we're just waiting for the thousands of seeds, so I hope something's going to grow. But the soil is poor quality. It's from the bonfire, so it's not full of nutrients, so it should be ideal for wildflowers. Yeah, the gunner has just started to look floppy. But along the front as well, I mean, after chopping down all the blackthorn and the hawthorn that was literally falling down, now it's all filled in nearly. As you can see, the willow and the daisies as well, doing really well. We like this willow, so we put this in as a cutting. And I think I'd like that in a few other places as well. It's almost, well, it is oriental looking. But yeah, everything's doing really well along here. I just go back around and see the hydrangeas doing well over there. Our little bank that hopefully at some point will protect the flowers and the plants growing in here. If it's starting to grow, it's already started to grow. And the monkey puzzle tree is having a little spurt again this year, so it's thrown up 6 instead of 5 little branches, which is odd. Normally they put out 5, so it's put out 6 in the centre one. Yeah, this forming is probably heading towards being divided up. It's beautiful colour, but it does start to take over. It's a bit of a fug. But I hope these colours are coming out. It's a little elm tree that we're giving a second chance to. That might well just die of Dutch elm. Just down to the bottom of I was hoping we were going to have some white foxgloves left, but they've gone over, and the lily lilies have gone over as well now. Fern's still growing, not the fern, the palm tree in the back, still growing. One day it will reach the same height as me, I suppose. And the white garden, we do have some flowers. Japanese anemone is a bit of a fug as well, that's taken over a bit. But it'll do its thing soon, then all is forgiven. Nice flowers. And this area we're just clearing at the moment. We're turning this back to grass here and trying to keep these things at bay as well. Okay, I'll pause there and I'll just go back to the top. Okay, this is why I wanted to pause and just come back. The succulents have flowered. And the bees, can you see all the bees buzzing around them? They love them, which is fantastic. I didn't know whether the bees would love them, but they are, they're all over them. So, if we're going to have really dry summers, we'll be growing a lot more of them in the garden. And while I'm here, just wander past the shack. This is the wall we put in to hide the coax. So it's hydrangeas, willow, dogwood, and eventually that should cover the coax. And here is the willow that was in the weeping willow that was in the orchard. Yeah. And there's the gunnera. This one's still doing quite well, it's pretty tall. And one last quick scan up. Antennas, after all the repairs, are back up. New rotator. And if I got time, oh, I've got 30 seconds or maybe a minute. Just a quick wander down to the pergola. Walk past hexabed. Lots and lots in flower there. And across to the cannas. We're hoping the cannas are going to flower this year. They didn't last year. So there's the cannas. I will run out of time, I know. Now hopefully we're going to have lots of these all around here next year. And there's the banana trees. And that's Robin across the back. There's the pergola. Lots of things climbing. Right. One last quick scan around. This beautiful grass. We've taken some seed from this. And it is gorgeous. A bit too windy today. It blows in the wind and it is lovely. Okay. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.